When we finally do get a new Stargate series, there are 5 big questions they have to answer. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. Now, there was that one episode where the Mirror Mitchell told himself that when it happens, cut the green wire. That Stargate never actually answered. We don't know what green wire that was. We don't know why he had to cut it. But that was a little thing. And we're going to possibly come back to sort of loose ends that Stargate left us another time. But for now, when a new Stargate series does come, they have to answer the big questions, right? And now I've had a think about it, and this is my list of the 5 biggest questions they must answer. In at number 5 is the Destiny. What the hell was she doing out there? What was this fragmented message she was looking for?
The ancients made a discovery. They found evidence of a structure buried deep within the background radiation. They believed that at one time this structure had genuine complexity.
So we know from the series of SGU that Rush told us that there was this mysterious signal, message, discovered by the ancients, hidden in the background radiation of the universe. If you don't know, that's the background radiation caused by the Big Bang or the Big Expanse or whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays. And it's this just crackly radiation that fills the entire universe. Now, he said that the ancients found this message, but it was fragmented throughout the universe, and the Destiny needed to travel along this path, picking up information as it went, to try and figure out what the message said.
We're talking about a mystery rooted in the foundation of reality, a puzzle with pieces scattered across the length and breadth of the universe itself.
Now, we have to assume that when the ancients ascended, they found out what the message was all by themselves because, well, they were ascended. But we never got to find out. But not just what the message was, who sent it? If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and like and share the video wherever the hell you want. Also, if you enjoy the content and you want to support the channel, please hit the join button. Also, we have our sister channel, SciTrek Sides, where we do lots of little best bits from the lives and lots of other fun, silly little videos. So please go and subscribe to Sides. And number 4, where is Atlantis now? So obviously at the end of SGA, we saw the Atlantis somewhere in San Francisco Bay.
Ronan, welcome to Earth.
No one can see us, right?
We managed to activate the cloak before we came in too close. This entire area is under naval quarantine.
Oh, so this is where everyone went, huh?
Now, 15 years has gone by since Stargate Atlantis ended, so where is the Atlantis now? What mysteries have we discovered? Now it's on Earth, and we've been able to strip it apart and really send a lot of engineers throughout the city to find out what is really in every single room, every single lab, and every single part of that mysterious city. Also, did the Atlantis end up going back into action? They could have sent it back to Pegasus, even though that's not an option I believe the actual American military would even consider. Perhaps it did. We know from beta canon that it went back to fight the Wraith. We know that Joseph Malozzi has talked about plans for a movie that was supposed to follow on from the end of Atlantis, where the Atlantis would have gone back into action. But none of that is on canon. None of that was on screen. So what has really happened to the Atlantis in the last 15 years? And at number 3, really, I really considered putting this one at number 1 because in lots of ways it's the biggest question to ask and that I want answered desperately. But did Jack and Sam ever actually get together?
I don't know what...
I'm sorry to bother you with this, but see, there's actually a very good reason that I am bothering you with this. And if I don't tell you now, I might never...
Jack, I looked everywhere. I could not... Oh.
Now, we know that because of military rules, they were never allowed to. We had so many brilliant scenes where Jack handed in his resignation, and then the first thing he does is grab Sam and give her the smooches.
What are you doing out of uniform? Handing you my resignation?
Resigning? What for?
So I can do this.
What are you smiling at?
Nothing.
And obviously, this was the ultimate will they, won't they? I mean, sod off Mulder and Scully. When you guys got together, it was boring as hell. I was just like, oh, well, they're in bed together. If these two ended up getting together, I'm genuinely getting a cake. I'm throwing a little bit of a party. It would actually give me an emotional response. Probably more than it should. And I would love for that question to be answered. Now, the problem is, I think, particularly if Brad Wright had got his way, Samantha Carter will be in the new Stargate series, and she will now be a general, in which case they won't have got together. But at least it'll be nice to know. Number 2, Jonathan O'Neill. Okay, so we know that the Asgardian Loki, you naughty little man, did a little bit of an experiment and tried to genetically clone Jack O'Neill, and then stole the Jack while doing some experiments and tests on him and things.
Hello. Do not be afraid.
Now, in that episode, when Jonathan O'Neill came through the gate, everybody thought that he'd been some sort of... Now, in that episode, when Jonathan O'Neill came through the gate, we thought it was a young Jack. We thought that somehow he'd been made younger again, like in that one Star Trek episode that was really bad.
Wrong.
Hey! I'll tell you what's wrong. I just woke up, haven't had coffee, let alone a pee in 7 days, and I find out you stole my ass and made a mini me.
He was a clone that actually was starting to degrade because the Asgardians, knowing that somebody might come and try to clone Jack apparently, put some safeguards in place so that he couldn't be. And Jonathan, little baby Jack, was about to die. But hey, Thor swooped in at the last second and saved the day.
I apologize for not coming sooner. Loki, what have you done?
Yeah, seems he's been playing Dr. Moreau behind your back.
Yes, Dr. Moreau.
Now, the last time in canon we see little Jonathan Jack O'Neill, he was going to high school. And it was decided between younger Jack and older Jack that it would just be very weird if they got to see each other regularly or kept in touch. Now, there was a couple of novels that followed the series ending where we did get to see Jonathan O'Neill again. But, again, they're not really canon. So, in the new series, I'd love to find out what Jonathan Jack O'Neill has been doing for the last 15 years. And maybe, could he join the SGC? But the number one thing they have to explain and have to tell us about is the Furlings. Now, this was always, throughout Stargate SG1, SGU, SGA, this was always the thing that sort of bugged me the most. They were one of the big 4 races. Now, we got to see the Nox, not enough for me, but we got to see them several times, really. Armin Shimmerman is brilliant in everything, and he was even brilliant as an Nox. I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer again recently, and he's the principal in that in the first few series.
These are the moments you want to savor. You wish time would stop so that you could live them over and over again. You're expelled.
And he's brilliant in that. He's the most dislikable character. I just absolutely love him. And obviously, as Quark and all the other characters he played in Star Trek, God love him. But we got to see the Nox a fair bit. We got to see, obviously, the Asgardians loads, and through flashbacks and things, we got to see the Ancients. But we never even got to find out what happened to the Furlings. It was hinted a few times, but we never actually got to know. We don't know if they've ascended. We don't know if they died out. We don't know if they just left our galaxy. We just don't know. We don't even know what they look like. Obviously, Jack had his opinion of what they look like.
Sir, I thought I could make it work. The thermodynamic loop is feeding back into the planet's core.
Little Ewoks. But we don't know. Now, there was a couple of episodes where a mysterious alien race appeared, and we don't really know who they were. We know from things like a couple of the games and a couple of other beta canon things that they were supposed to be like a shape-shifting or a multi-dimensional being, but nothing in canon. So, for me, the number one thing any new series must answer is what the hell are the Furlings and where the hell are they? But actually, if you are a regular SciTrek, you'll know I'm doing a little bit of a fan fiction series. I'm up to about season 5 now. And in my new series of Stargate, the Furlings would be the bad guy. I think they're just a perfect opportunity, the biggest mystery from SG1, the biggest unanswered question from SG1. Let's bring them back into the new series. If you want a hook to really bring Gators back into this new series, just tease us with the Furlings. Oh, it'll work. I'll be watching it just to find out what's going on with those. And at some point, if they are sort of multidimensional or some sort of shape-shifting being, please God turn them into the evil Ewoks at some point, because that would just be great. So guys, get into the comments. What have I missed? What out of Stargate, SG1, SGU, SGA are the big questions you desperately want answered? What did they tease us with and never follow through? I'd love to know. Get in the comments. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out. Also, if you enjoy the content and you want to support the channel, please hit the join button and become a fully fledged SciTrekker. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.